Hey y'all, today we are cooking one of my favorite quick recipes, the one pot garlic parmesan chicken and rice. Let's get started. Chopping block, strainer, 1 pound of chicken, and all the good seasonings because you know we gotta spice it up a little bit. I use different seasonings than the recipe calls for, but again, you can use whatever you like. Oh, and you're gonna need some Parmesan cheese. Alright, so now that we got all of our ingredients out and our workstation set up, let's get into cleaning this chicken. I don't know why, but some of y'all don't clean your meats, and that's alarming. The meats need to be cleaned, okay? So we're gonna rinse them off real good, making sure we get any extra feathers, because lately these factories been on weird time and ain't been plucking all the feathers and things off. So we're gonna do that. Rinse it off real good to get any extra whatever's is left on it. And then I like to go in with the lemon juice and basically drench it in it. Give it a bath. I think the lemon juice helps with detoxifying it, getting anything else that's harder to get off with just water, no soap, just water, and really just getting it in there and opening the pores up and letting out whatever other things that we don't want in our bodies in the chicken out. Cool. Now that the chicken's all nice and fresh and so clean, we're gonna get some paper towels and pat them dry. Now this part is very important because we don't want our chicken to be moist when we go to cook it in the pan, because it's gonna be really wet and it's not gonna retain any of the seasonings when we go to cook it. So you want to take your paper towel, place it on your cutting board, lay all the chicken out nice, and then we're going to take another piece of your towel and we're just going to pat them dry. Now you can pat them dry and then leave them in the fridge if you have time to do that, but I was hungry so I won't do all that. So just try to get your chicken nice and dry as much as you can with the paper towels if you don't have time to let them sit in the refrigerator. Now we're going in with our seasonings. Again, you can use whatever seasonings you like to use for your chicken. I use a little bit of everything in my cabinet: some adobo, chicken seasoning, smoked paprika, onion powder, garlic powder, cayenne pepper, the tropical sazon. A lot of people be sleeping on that tropical sazon. If you can't find it, you gotta find it. But it's orange instead of the regular color, and I don't know what it does, but it just gives a little extra oomph to whatever you season. I use it on everything, but again, you can check the recipe. I'll link it down below. Also, you can use whatever seasonings you like. Just going to go in, mix everything together, make sure all the seasonings are harmonizing with each other. Alright, so now that everything is all seasoned, we got the pan all fired up, we're going to add some good olive oil to get the chicken cooking good. And I like to add a little bit of butter. It's not necessary, but I think it adds a little flavor. I coat the pan real good. And then lay our chicken out so that they all have a little space to breathe as they're cooking. When you're cooking the chicken, you don't want to cook it all the way through, just about a minute or two on each side until it starts to brown. Again, these are chicken thighs, so they cook a little faster, but the tenders you might want to let sit for a little longer. And after they cook for about a minute or two, you're going to flip them, do the same thing on the opposite side. And move those juices around in the pan and make sure everybody's getting a good, even heat underneath them. Once they're cooking, after that 1 to 2 minutes, we're going to place them in their own separate container. And you're going to cover it with aluminum foil to kind of keep the heat in, but also let it sweat to get some of those juices out and let them marinate in it, because we're going to use those juices a little later. We're going to drain the juices that are in the pan and put them to the side, because we're going to use that as a drizzle later. Next, we're going to add more butter to the pan because we need this. We basically going to stir fry some garlic. Yeah, you want to get the garlic in the pan with the butter and let it fumigate. No, that's not the word. Let it release the aromas. I don't know what it's called. Irrigate? I don't remember what the word is, but you're going to let it release the smells. Let that cook for about 30 seconds to a minute until the aromas start flowing out. Then guess what? We're going to add some more butter. Now again, I substituted the white cooking wine for lemon juice. but you can use the white cooking one as the recipe calls for. But you're going to add it to the pan and then kind of let that marinate together for about 15 to 30 seconds, maybe even a minute. You're going to turn the pan down from medium high to low heat to get a nice simmer. All right, once the juices are fumigating, that's not the word. Once the juices are all mixed together from the lemon juice and our garlic butter combination and the pan is on low heat simmering, then we're going to add our rice. And this is when we're going to pan fry the rice. You're going to pan fry it on low for about 5 minutes, just mixing, making sure that it's not actually burning until it turns to a light golden brown color and soak up all the juices that are in the pan. All right, once the rice is a nice golden brown color, we're gonna add our chicken stock, chicken broth. I like to use chicken stock, but you can use the low sodium chicken broth as the recipe calls for. We're gonna add that to the rice and make sure that the rice is completely submerged, but not too much because you don't want it to have excess liquid as it's cooking. It might not absorb it all. So just enough to cover the surface level of the rice. To cover it and let it cook for about 15 to 20 minutes or so, making sure that you're stirring so that the bottom of the pan doesn't start to burn. As our rice is cooking, we're going to go back and take our cooked chicken thighs that were set aside and we're going to just chop them up. They'll take up some time while the rice is cooking and give us something to do. You can cut them however you want. The tenders, I haven't used them, but you can cut them however you want. And then once you're done cutting them, you're going to put them back in their pan and set them aside to continue to rest. About this time, the rice should be almost done cooking. We're going to go back and stir it, making sure to fluff it and that they're not burning at the bottom of the pan. And then we're going to go ahead and add some of our shredded Parmesan cheese to the rice, mixing it up real good to let it melt. Once you have your desired cheese levels, you can go back and grab your diced chicken, spread it on top of your rice cheese combination. Remember those juices we set aside? Yeah, we're gonna grab them bad boys. And we're just gonna drizzle it on top of our chicken and rice. Give it a nice little hint of flavor with that garlic and that butter all mixed together. And then you can go in with the rest of the Parmesan if you have any left over. If you have any grated Parmesan, you can also toss that on top and then cover it for about 5 minutes to let the chicken completely continue to cook all the way through. After about 5 minutes, you can take the top off and you're ready to serve. And there you have it, your garlic chicken, Parmesan, and rice. If you guys like this recipe, be sure to try it. If it's good, leave comments below. Tell me how you did it, if there were any variations, but it always turns out good for me. Make sure you like, subscribe, share, and comment, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!